Hold on, now stop. We don't want to see the Altima. We don't want to see the bike. Where the hell did the Corvette go? Well, guys, I gotta say, I am so happy to finally be able to share what I've been holding, Joe's been holding, and Jeffrey has been holding for basically the past 3 months. Roll the clip. So yeah, I don't know if I put it in the title or it was just the thumbnail, I don't know, but we're wrapping our cars. Oddly enough, this project's been in the works for a long time. I think, hold on a sec. January 16th was the day that I talked about that for the first time. That is unbelievable. About 2 months ago, me, Joe, and Jeffrey approached this company named Exotic Vehicle Wraps. They're a wrapping company that is in the DMV area. And the thing is, there's plenty of places you could get your car quote-unquote wrapped. If you really think about it, wrapping cars has become very common. I'm not just talking about in the car world. I mean, you see wraps everywhere. You might not realize it. Like, company cars a lot of times are wrapped, like taxis, service vehicles, they have a custom, wrap on the car to distinguish the company or whatever it is. But the thing about that is they're commercial wraps. They're very cheap. They're not meant to, they're one of those things where they're not meant to look good. They're just meant to show what they're talking about. Now, this company, they specialize in exotic vehicle wraps. So what they do a lot of paint protection, a lot of, exotic designs for very, expensive cars like, Audis, Lamborghinis, things way outside my price range right now. But that's their clientele. Originally, Joe went to the company and he said, hey, do you want to wrap my bikes and I'll give you exposure? That's when Joe first talked to them, they were interested, but they weren't convinced by the time that he left after the first meeting. Now, Joe tells me about this, and he says what they were looking for was like a movement, something that would really take the world or the area, quote unquote, by storm, become the face of wrapping. You know what I mean? They want to make their brand a household name. TJ Hunt's doing it right now. In fact, TJ's new wrap on his 350Z, I gotta tell you, brother, that looks great. And if I'm not mistaken, TJ's wrap is also an actual layered vinyl wrap. Like if you guys remember Street Speed, Mike's wrap on his Corvette, and even the one that's on it now, it's what's called like a printed wrap. I'm probably wrong on the exact materials here, but from my understanding, it's basically like putting on a giant sticker. It's a piece of vinyl and then it has a printed design over it. And in pictures, it looks great. You turn up the contrast, you turn up the saturation, on Instagram, what's the thing, like Lux or something, but you turn that up and my God, does that thing look good. But one of the things I remember when I saw that car in Pittsburgh, when I met him, a long time ago, I remember looking at it and saying, this looks good, but it just doesn't look expensive. When you wrap your car, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, and there's no better way than putting a rainbow all over your car. But if it were me, I'd want it to look a bit, I don't like saying the word cheap here, but it did, like it just looks cheap. When you see a car that has a printed vinyl wrap on it and an actual vinyl wrap, like a layered vinyl wrap, you wrap it in one layer and then you put different layers on top of it with shapes and different designs, it's a completely different thing. You see it in pictures and you definitely see it in real life. But anyway, when Joe told me they were looking for like a movement, I kind of thought of the idea, hey, now what if we, you, me, and Jeffrey, we're kind of the faces of the DMV, right? Like, there's not really any other YouTubers that are quote unquote bigger than us in the space. What if we all got like the same wraps or something and we made like a big cinematic reveal and we like made videos together and we went to car shows together and stuff, and that would be great promotion for the company and we would get really cool wraps out of it. It'd be a great outlet to make videos. Well, about a week later, that meeting happened. Jeffrey wasn't able to attend, but we told him, listen, we got a guy, it was a Lamborghini. We have Joe's bike, which is, well known on his channel, and then we got my Corvette. After about 45 minutes or so, we closed the deal. and if you watch that video where like big plans are coming, I'll link it. I'll link the video down below if you guys want to see it. But like Joe and I were like bouncing, like we were on cloud 9. Like we were, you know, bouncing off the walls about how happy we were about this. It wasn't, you know, it kind of looks fake in the video, but it really wasn't. Like we were genuinely excited about this. Now, in terms of a design for the wrap, we wanted something different. You know, we didn't want to do something that other people had done, or if we did take something that was, you know, kind of a common thing, we wanted to put our own twist on it, or we wanted to do something that hasn't really been done or is kind of rare because of its nature. And I'll be able to talk more about that after the final reveal video comes out. You'll see the design, but I want to go more in depth, like looking really at the car, and that video will come after the reveal, obviously on this channel. But the design went through a bunch of different phases. We were supposed to have this done like mid-February, and the thing was we were trying to keep it a secret, and there was a little bit of, you know, we thought it would be kind of funny if what we did was we released the wrap and the cinematic reveal like a day before Mike was supposed to. He said he was going to reveal the wrap at Motorama, but he ended up revealing it early on his YouTube channel, and I'll tell you why he did that is because he figured out what we were doing and we spooked him. Mike, honest to God, your wrap looks good, bro, but I think we got you beat on this one. You know, that was another reason I put neon on the car, because, you know, the neon is going to complement the wrap, believe it or not. Trust me, you guys are gonna love this. I have wanted to talk about this for so long, but the deadline got pushed back as the wrap, like, design evolved, and eventually, you know, it just got to the point where, like, hey, we'll have it done by the end of February, hey, we'll have it done by, like, you know, the end of the first week of, you know, March or whatever. But, you know, things just, they changed so quickly, and, you know, one thing led to another, and now we're where we are now. The 31st is the day you guys are gonna see the final reveal video. I cannot wait to show you guys. Like, you see, the only wrap that's 100% done, like ready to go on the street, because honestly, the minute these cars, or one of these cars hits the streets, pictures are gonna be taken. Like, I don't want anybody to see this car until it is ready to be posted on social media and it's lettered up the way I want it to be and everything. Because, I mean, let's be honest here, if you had your car wrapped, you'd want every single bit of publicity you could possibly have. You wouldn't want to miss out on it. The wrap that's going on my Corvette, Jeffrey's Lambo, and then Joe's ZX6R Jasmine is nothing short of phenomenal. The only wrap that's 100% done, ready to go on the street, is my Corvette. I have a picture of it, I've seen it, you know, it's amazing. Like, I've filmed part of it, but the final, like, where they finished putting on everything for it, you know, I haven't seen in person yet. I've only seen pictures of it. And it's, oh my God. You know, I'm really sorry about not being able to let you in on anything more than, you know, I did previous to this. Trust me, like, it pained me as much as, you know, anything else. This channel was built off of a 1996 C4 Corvette, and I'll never abandon those roots. That car is never leaving me. But in the last month, the channel has been in a completely different direction. I've been doing a lot of bike stuff, and then I've been doing a lot of just like in-car vlogs. You know, I don't like just doing that. I miss doing stuff with my Corvette. One of my plans from the very beginning when I was making the channel was I wanted to do, you know, like, I wanted to do videos with my Corvette, like putting stuff on or whatever the case is. And, you know, my plan was to find someone to help me that would have, you know, a means of doing so, which I have done. I'm not just going to be embarrassing myself. But once this car comes back, we are going full throttle with all the work that's going to be done on the car. You're going to see so much cinematic stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Now, one last thing to mention. Earlier I was talking about how, you know, the company wanted a movement. Well, that movement turned into ZFG. Originally we were gonna do something, we came up with the name, actually Joe came up with it, called like DMV3. And although it sounds kind of cheesy when you first say it, you know, it grew on me after a while, and we came up with like a logo design for it and everything. But the thing we quickly realized was that's very limiting to, you know, just the DMV. And then, you know, someday honestly, I kind of want to fly the coupe. You know, I'm not a big fan of Maryland. But the thing is, this is where my roots are, but it's hard to rep DMV3 if you were, say, in like Florida, or you were in California, or wherever, you know? I wanted to do something that was a bit bigger than just the DMV, or the people that follow, you know, me, Jeffrey, and Joe in the DMV. I wanted to do something that would have like an actual impact on the entire car community. Do something different, do something that has not been done before. And I can't speak for what Jeffrey and Joe are gonna be doing with their individual vehicles, but what I'm gonna be doing to the Corvette has never been done before. I'm not making it some crazy 1,500 horsepower nonsense. You know, I'm not, you know, putting fucking hydraulics on it or something. You know, somebody told me that once. They heard that I like 64 Impalas with hydraulics. They said, what, are you gonna put fucking hydraulics on your Corvette? I looked at them like they were crazy. You couldn't even do it anyway. The best you could ever do is bags, and they don't make a kit for, like, you know, bags for a C4 Corvette. If they do, let me know in the comments. I need to know. Now, the plans that I have for the Corvette are to make it completely my own. You know, it is going to be something, it's outlandish, to say the least, you know, more than just the wrap. And many people are just gonna say, oh, well, you know, you're just looking for attention, you're just looking for views. You ever think that maybe I'm doing it because I just want to have a good time? As I've said in previous videos, you know, I love making people stare. I like making people smile. People kind of like just be like, what in the hell? It's just what I enjoy doing. You can call it sick, whatever, but you know, it's just, I like expressing myself, and I'm a very crazy, very nutty person. I love outlandish things. I like tacky things, ridiculous things. And while this rap, you know, many will call it tacky and stupid and a complete waste of money and time and effort, many people will see, holy crap, that's nice. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you look at this wrap from a design perspective, it's a work of art. But really, this wrap is a work of art, and there is no, I can guarantee you, there is no other company within a 200-mile radius of this place, if not more, that would have been able to pull off the same results. And not to mention in the time frame, it's not like these guys had months to wrap the car. We came up with the design, the final figure for the design, we came up with the game plan, and then we acted on it. Even though we came up with the game plan, there was still a time crunch. But like any other business, shit happens and you have actual clients. We're not actual clients, we're promoters. That's what it is. Even though we have a great relationship with the company, that doesn't mean that we take precedent over their actual clients. But anyway, yeah, that's been the big surprise. You know, that is what I've been holding from you guys for months. And really, it made my heart hurt. Genuinely made me sad every time I uploaded a video and I'd see a comment that said, what happened to the Corvette? Where's the Corvette? Now you guys know. And on the 31st, it's probably gonna be posted sometime in the afternoon, you know, around 4 to 7, around that area. But out of every video that's gonna pop up in your sub box on the 31st, this is the one that you wanna watch the most. 2 to 3 minutes of nothing but pure cinematics and rap awesomeness. You know, people tell me that my car before the wrap was put on, that it was a cop magnet. I've showed some of those people the wrap now. They're like, oh my God, you are going to be pulled over the minute you go 1 mile over the speed limit. And that's probably a very accurate statement. All I can hope is that I have this thing recording. With that, guys, that is it for the video. I'm really, really excited to finally show you guys this. Like, I already showed you a preview, but you gotta realize that white, that ain't nothing. Listen, if I was going to the extent to get my car wrapped at all, you better believe it's going to be something that matches me. Let me see in the comments, hashtag ZFG wrap reveal. I want to see how many of you guys are hyped for this, because I got to tell you, this is going to be amazing. All right, I've done enough talking. Thank you guys for watching. All of you guys have a fantastic day.